August 29, 2022, Guwahati, Assam, a 32-year-old woman named Vandana Kalita reaches Noonmati police station in Guwahati to file a missing report of two people. According to Vandana, her husband Amar Jyoti Dey and her mother-in-law Shankari Dey are missing since July 26, and she is unable to contact them. Unfortunately, on the basis of this report, the police did only a superficial investigation, and they did not get any lead related to both of them. On August 25th, for days before filing the missing report, Vandana also went to her husband Amar Jyoti's cousin, i.e. her mother-in-law Shankari Dey's nephew Nirmaya Dey, to ask for help. But even after hearing such a big news, his response was very neutral, as if he had not paid much attention to this at that time. Time was passing, but there was no news of Amar Jyoti and her mother Shankari Dey, and no one was trying to find them except Vandana, who sought help from the police, but it was of no use. On October 30th, 2022, i.e. after about 2 months, when Nirmaya went to Shankari Ji's house, who lived in Jogamaya apartments of Tiniali locality of Guwahati. There, Nirmaya came to know from the neighbors that Shankari Dey had shifted from here long ago and started living in Narenji with her son and daughter-in-law Vandana and Amar Jyoti. Amar Jyoti and Vandana lived in Amaravati apartments of Narenji locality in Guwahati, just 6 kilometers away. But when Nirmaya went there, she heard from the neighbors there too that they too had not seen Shankari Ji coming and going here for many days. Even after all this, Nirmaya did not think much. Neither did he pay much attention, and went from there. When Nirmala did not have any contact with Shankari Dey and Amar Jyoti for the next 20 days, then on November 21st, 2022, she also lodged a missing report at the Noonmati police station. Now, a missing report was lodged by Vandana on August 29th, and now the second missing complaint was registered by Nirmala on November 21st. Almost 3 months later, 62-year-old Shankari Dey was a retired employee of Assam Power Distribution Company Limited. Also, she had 5 flats in Noonmati and Shamari in Guwahati, which she had given on rent, and she also jointly owned a land in Lal Ganesh area of Guwahati. So along with pension, she was also getting a good rental income every month, and this was a reason that both Nirmala and Vandana expressed out to the police that someone might have kidnapped Shankari Dey and Amar Jyoti out of greed for money. Now, the police was registering the report in this case, but was not taking any special action, and as far as the kidnapping angle is concerned, the police was not seeing anything special in this angle, as there was no ransom demand. After registering the missing report, Nirmala came to know that Bandhana was collecting the rent of Shankari Ji's flats, and recently she had also given a flat on rent to 3 new tenants. Now, when Nirmala told this to the police did not find it strange that Vandana was collecting rent in the absence of her mother-in-law, being a daughter-in-law. On top of that, Vandana herself was constantly going to the police station and pressuring the Guwahati police for a proper investigation in this case. She herself was making rounds of the police station to find her mother-in-law and husband. On February 14, 2023, Vandana went to the commissioner's office and complained against the police's inaction in this case. And on the same day, Nirmala also lodged complaint with the Criminal Investigation Department of the police due to no progress in this case. After the complaint of both, finally the police thoroughly reviewed this case, and a special team was also formed for investigation, whose head was Deputy Commissioner of Police Kalyan Padak. The investigation was started afresh. This was a case in which 2 members of the family were missing, and 2 people were putting pressure on the police to find a mastermind behind it. Therefore, the police started the case by interrogating both of them. But in this first interrogation itself, the police started seeing something wrong, after which some such revelations were made in front of the police which probably no one had expected. Because this case was going to be much more horrific than kidnapping. Welcome to the show. My name is Zaid, and you are watching the strange case of Vandana Kalita RM website, e-commerce, which opens streamlining all types of businesses, big or small. Also, one of the apps of UDo is lifetime free. So whether you use USign for digital signatures or any other business app, you'll always get free with unlimited hosting and customer support. So go ahead and click on the link given below. Use UDoSign application for lifetime free. Now back to the case. The police interrogated both Vandana and Nirmal one by one, but some of Vandana's answers seemed different from her earlier statements. Due to Vandana's changing statements, the police's suspicion on her was increasing, so they checked the bank account details of Vandana and Shankari Dey, from which they came to know that Vandana had withdrawn about 5 Indian rupees lakhs in the past using Shankari Ji's ATM card. Due to all this, the police again called Vandana for questioning on February 17, 2023. At first, Vandana tried to mislead the investigating team, but when the police continued the series of questions for 2 days, Vandana finally broke down, and finally she gave such a confession to police which changed the meaning of every relationship. Vandana told the police that both her husband and mother-in-law are no longer in this world because she has murdered both of them, and she did not commit this crime alone, but with the help of her 2 special friends Dha Dekka and Arab Dekka. Prime accused in the horrific Guwahati double murder case Vandana Kalita has been sent 6-day police remand today. On July 26, 2022, that is about 1 month before Vandana first went to New Madi police station to lodge complaint, Vandana told the police that around 5 p.m. that evening, the 3 of them reached Tiniyali in Guwahati, where her mother-in-law Shankari Dey was living alone in a 2 BHK flat in Jogamaya apartment. When the 3 entered her flat, she was sitting on her sofa watching TV, taking advantage of her being unaware of the sound. First, Vandana started pressing her face with a pillow from behind, and Arab held her legs. Vandana did not lift the pillow from Shankari Ji's face until she stopped breathing. But this brutality was not going to stop here. After killing Shankari Ji, Vandana placed a rolling pin behind her neck and, with the help of a machete, separated her head from the torso. How can a human being be worse than a beast? This case is a perfect example of this. Now it was time to dispose of the body, for which Arab Dekka cut the body into 3 pieces and packed it in polythene. Vandana started cleaning the blood spilled in the room. Meanwhile, the 3rd person, Dha Dekka, was standing outside the house and keeping watch. The next morning at around 3 a.m., the 3 sat in Danny's car and left for Meghalaya to dispose of the body. Some body parts were wrapped in blankets and some in plastic sheets and thrown in a valley around 10 a.m. But Shankari Ji's head, 1 hand, and the machete and rolling pin used in the murder were disposed of at different locations, so that it would be difficult for the police to find them. Therefore, it was very difficult to identify the body parts from their condition, but they had identified a piece of white and red-colored nightie present on the body part, because they said that Shankar Ji often used to wear at home. The body parts were sent to Guwahati Medical College for post-mortem, after which all 3 of them took the police to Doggy Forest in Meghalaya, where they had thrown the pieces of Amar Jyoti's body. In a short time, the police had also found the remains of Amar Jyoti's body. Along with this, the police had also recovered the machete used in the murder from Honda. The police had also seized a Hyundai accent car, which was used to dispose of the body parts. The phones of all the 3 culprits were also seized, and Shankar Ji's ATM card was also taken from Vandana. The police arrested Imran Ali alias a person named Chotu was also arrested, who sold the machete to Vandana for 320 Indian rupees. Blood-soaked clothes and pillow of Amar Jyoti were also recovered by the police from behind Amravati apartments. According to some sources, Vandana had also given Indian rupee lakh to Arab Dekka for supporting her in this crime, which he had asked from Vandana for his marriage. Vandana, Dandy, and Arab had brutally killed 2 people within a few days. But there were still many questions that were forcing the police to think that during these 22 days from July 26 to August 17th, did no one go to Shankari Ji's flat and try to meet or contact her? And did her own son also not contact her in these 22 days? Even after so many days of Amar Jyoti's murder, did no one suspect that she was missing? On questioning the neighbors, some people told the police that they had also seen Vandana burning some mattresses and clothes on the roof of her house, after which Vandana had gone to her parents' house in Paniketi village of Assam. Perhaps to avoid the questions of the neighbors, she left the house after murdering Amar Jyoti. People living near Shankari Ji's house also told the police that Vandana had reached their flat the very next day of the murder, and she told them that Shankari Ji had gone to live with her and Amar Jyoti in Naranji. The police now had every detail related to this case in front of them, but what was Vandana's motive behind committing both these murders? The police was yet to know this. Amar Jyoti, whom Vandana had brutally killed. Once she had run away from home with him in her second year of B.com, and then married him 12 years ago against the wishes of her family. Not only Vandana's, but also Amar Jyoti's family was against this marriage. But after marriage, everything changed in their life. Amar Jyoti was unemployed, due to which there were frequent fights between the two, and due to being upset with this marriage, Shankari Dey also ended all contact with Amar Jyoti and Vandana. Therefore, Vandana worked in a call center for 2 years to support herself and Amar Jyoti financially. After a few years, when Shankari Dey's anger subsided, forgetting her anger, she also started supporting both of them financially. Seeing the support from her mother-in-law, Vandana left her call center job and started preparing to become a fitness trainer, and after some time started working as a gym instructor in Banda's Pump Muscle Gym. Shankari Dey got upset with the step of Vandana. Perhaps, being a fitness trainer, Vandana's socializing with many people and her changing lifestyle did not please them. Therefore, Shankari Dey stopped supporting Vandana, and this is when their relationship became sour again. Now, according to Vandana's statements to the police, she told the police that Amar Jyoti was a drug addict and had relations with many women at the same time. Amar Jyoti did not have a good relationship with his mother either, and they would often fight over small things. This was the reason why he shifted to a separate flat with Vandana. Listening to the story told by Vandana, anyone can feel that she must have committed this murder in anger due to the daily fights and the torture being done by her husband. But the truth was that Vandana had made up the whole story just to change the narrative of the police. During the police investigation, Vandana's neighbors told that they had seen a man coming and going to Vandana's house many times. According to sources, Vandana was in a relationship with Danny Decca, who lived on rent in her maternal house, for a long time. But when Amar Jyoti came to know about this, a fight broke out between the two, and the argument escalated so much that it led to divorce. Shankari Dey had already got an inkling about Vandana's character, and perhaps this was the reason why he stopped supporting Vandana. Now, since Amar Jyoti and Shankari Dey owned many properties in Guwahati, they used to earn a good amount every month from the rent. So Vandana did not want to lose all that money by giving divorce. That's why Vandana made a plan to get rid of both of them, in which she included her boyfriend Danny Decca and one of his friends Eric Decca in it. Vandana's boyfriend Danny Decca lived in Guwahati city of Assam. Arab was from Kampara of Assam. DHA was a tourist cab driver by profession. Arab used to run a vegetable cart with his father. Both their fathers said that their sons were innocent. They did not commit any murder, and Vandana had framed them. But the truth is that Vandana's boyfriend Danny was tempted to enjoy the property and money that Vandana had got. Arab needed money for his wedding on February 2nd, 2023. So he agreed to do this work for 2 Indian rupees lakh. Arab got married, but he was arrested just 3 days before the reception party on February 22nd. Arab's father Kailash said that Vandana and Danny used to visit his house about a year ago, and both had told him that they were in a relationship and were going to get married soon. Kailash Ji also got this to know that Vandana was already married. In fact, she had told him her name was Anamika. Vandana was very clever. She knew that Amar Jyoti's relations with his mother Shankari Dey were not good, but whatever it was, Shankari Dey also had no one else except Amar Jyoti. So at the end, everything was Amar's. Taking advantage of Amar's distance from his mother, she very easily got both of them out of the way. And this was a reason that despite such a long gap between the murders of both, Amar did not get to know about his mother's absence. Even after taking 2 lives, Vandana had no guilt about anything, but she was living her life very comfortably. Police said that in October, 2 months after murder, Vandana organized a Sarayan Puja in the same house where she had murdered Amar, in which she had also invited her parents. Not only this, she also got some construction done in that house. Vandana was also very active on social media and often used to share photos while doing inspirational courses and traveling. Now, if your blood is boiled by this much, then wait a bit because the court's decision will complete the remaining task. May 12, 2023. 3 months after murder, A 1,600-page charge sheet was drafted against the three, but it was submitted to the court even before the investigation was completed, on the basis of which the accused can ask for bail by default. And in this case, too, all three had appealed for bail. But on June 17th, the court rejected this demand of the three. But because the forensic report could not be submitted to the court by the given deadline, therefore, on the basis of only 500 Indian rupees fees and some specific conditions, Arab got bail from the Guwahati High Court on October 11, 2023, and on the same basis, Vandana and DHA were also released on bail on November 10, 2023. Double murder case Vandana Kalita was granted bail by the Chief Judicial Magistrate Court Cam Metro. If we talk about the conditions of the court that Vandana has to follow, then now she has to go to Noonmati Police Station only twice a week, and she cannot leave the district without the permission of the court. The case is still going on in the court. After every date, the next date is coming, and all these three criminals are roaming freely till this date without any punishment. While the police had also revealed that there was another name in Vandana's target list who is from Amar Jyoti's family. But from the point of view of safety, they did not disclose that name. Just think, despite knowing the danger to the life of a family member, the court has not been able to reach any conclusion in the total 40 hearings held in this case till now. During the trial, Vandana was seen smiling shamelessly while avoiding the questions of the media. Perhaps she knows that in this country, no matter how big a crime you commit, you will get bail. We will roam freely. Dates will keep getting postponed in the court, and justice will keep faltering. A lot of wrong information related to this case is also present on social media. For example, to increase the hype of this case and compare it with the Shraddha Walker case, many media channels spread baseless things like keeping the bodies in the fridge for a few days and Vandana demanding non-vegetarian food while in jail. Some even presented the sexual angle in this case by adding spice to it. But if we look at the facts of this case sincerely, we see a gap of about 5 months between the first missing complaint and the arrest of the three, whereas within just 3 days of being arrested, Vandana had confessed her crime to the police. Due to her over-smartness, Vandana herself was filing a missing report with the police and was pressurizing the police to find both of them. If the police had really done their job properly at that time, then perhaps this would have been revealed much earlier and the recovery of the body parts would have been done on time, due to which the forensic report would also have come on time and all the criminals would not have got bail. In short, the lax attitude of the police also has a big hand in spoiling this case. Normally, a person gets attached to the furniture lying in his house for years. At the same time, there are some who have committed such a crime even after living with a person for years. It is said that furniture only changes a corner in the house. But some people change their behavior, face, and intentions with time. If you like to listen to crime cases in audio form, then you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, the link of which is given in the description. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving so much love and support.